human life cycle, animal life cycle, product life cycle. In the same way, uh, we also follow a life cycle to develop any software. Okay, software means that can be a application which runs on a computer, okay, or that can be an application which runs on a mobile. Got it? That can be an operating system, that can be a website, that can be a portal. Got it? Portal means internal applications where only employees can log into that and see. Wherein banking applications, okay, like online banking, mobile banking, whatnot. Okay, so this all comes under software programs. Okay, software development life cycle. Done? Are you following me? What I'm saying? Yes. So here we'll see what are the different stages, what are the different steps. A lot of this. So we'll see what are the different steps we follow to design a software. So first one is analysis phase. Analysis phase wherein BA is going to gather requirements and document the requirements, okay, and then the document is given to designers and designers will design the application. Design means what? The graphical user interface design, the front end design, what we see, like web pages, portals, this is like operating system, whatnot, the computer control panel. This all comes under user interface, graphical user interface, what we see on our screen. Okay, so designers design the application and developers then comes to programmers. Programmers will write code. Okay, they write a code to make the functionality of the page, like Java, .NET, C, C++ programs. Okay, they write some programming languages as I have shown you, right? HTML. Right click on the web page and click on inspect element. You will get the code. So that is done by programmers. And once the programmers design the application, then comes to testing. We already discussed about testing, correct? Okay. So here in testing, according to the test case template, testers will test the application. If they find any errors, if they find any bugs, then they will send back to designers and developers. Okay. Hello. 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 Hello.
Yes, Sriram, I can hear you.
Okay, I'll do one thing. Okay, let's continue. Actually, I'm waiting for one more candidate. His name is Naveen. I send this link to him. So, let's see if he joins or not. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Okay, fine. So, analysis phase, design phase, program, that is program construction development phase, and testing phase. Here, testers test the application. If they find any bugs, they will send back to these designers and developers. They will rectify the issues and again they will send it to testing. So already we discussed bug life cycle that happens here. And then implementation, or you can say deployment. Deployment means they move the developed project to production. Correct. Very good. Okay. That's it. So these are the stages. Okay, we have to know. So why we are discussing about all these things? Because you have to work in a software project, and you should know what exactly BA will do. Okay, and you should know what are the other people will do simultaneously. I mean, as a BA, what you know, you should know, and as a designer, what designers do, programmers, what they do, like this. We'll see here. Now, first one is analysis phase. In analysis phase, BA is going to gather requirements, analyze requirements, preparing BRD and FRD. I'll tell you. See, BA gather requirements by using different techniques and methods. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so BA gather requirements by using different techniques and methods. We will be knowing all these. We will be discussing about all these methods and techniques. And second one is analyze requirements. So how BA analyze the requirements? I mean, how BA validate the requirements? How BA come to know that So these requirements are right or wrong. Okay. Then preparing documentation. So BRD means business requirement documentation. FRD means functional requirement documentation. Okay. So we have two names. Let me tell you. BRD, BRS. Business requirement document, business requirement specification. Both are same. BRD consists of all the requirements like functional, non-functional, system and data requirements. As we discussed that functional and non-functional requirements are gathered by functional BA and system requirements are gathered by systems analyst and data requirements are gathered by data analyst. So in the same way here, FRD, FRS means functional requirement document, functional requirement specification. SRD, SRS, DRD, DRS. Okay. So now, functional BA gathers functional requirements, as I said, right? Those requirements are put separate in a document. We call it as FRD. That's it. Okay. So combination of FRD, SRD, DRD, we call it as DRD. Okay, Shweta. Functional requirement document or functional requirement specification. Very simple. Done. So that is the reason in the beginning I told you we have 3 roles. So I will teach you all these roles. I mean, because once you once you start searching for a job, you will find a lot of things like this. They will add. You will see one point like you should have knowledge on system designing, system requirements, something like that. So that because of this 1 or 2 lines, you cannot skip the job. You cannot skip the job, right? So you can apply. I will prepare you in that way. Okay, fine. Don't worry. Next. The first one, we are talking about analysis phase in more detail. Gather information, okay? Then define system requirements, functional and non-functional. Just now I told you as a functional BI, you have to gather functional and non-functional. Then prioritize. See, let's assume that there are 1000 requirements or 2000 requirements. So as a bunch of requirements, these client will give you, and how you will identify that which requirement is the most important requirement, most critical requirement, because you have to explain it to your designers and developers, right? You have to show these requirements to your technical team. So you should know. So you have to tell them that this is the first, this is the second. For example, you are designing Gmail, okay? So what is the must requirement? The most requirement according to the priority top one is registration. After registration only you can log in, correct? No, first one is not login. First one is registration process. Without registration, how will you log in? Correct? So like that, first priority registration, second priority login, third priority sending an email. Okay, fourth priority reading an email. So like this, we have to know. So how we know as a BA? We cannot analyze, right? We cannot say that this is first, this is second. So we have to follow a technique known as Moscow technique. I'll tell you the technique after this, okay? Prioritization technique is Moscow technique. Fine? Okay, otherwise I will explain you first the Moscow technique and I will come back, okay? We can do like this also, no issues. So this is the most famous technique, Moscow technique. So M stands for must. Okay, Moscow. O means just we added O in the middle, like to frame a word, we said O, like we added O. M for must, S for should, C for could, and W for would or won't. So must requirements, should requirements, could requirements, and won't requirements. Now, let me make it very clear. As I told you, as we discussed, right? For example, like mobile, or which one will be the must requirement? So you have to ask this question like this. To client, you have to ask, open an Excel sheet, okay? First you write must, okay? Then should, okay? Then could and won't. Or else you maintain 4 Excel sheets and one Excel sheet you write must, second Excel sheet should, third Excel sheet fourth could and won't. And you ask clients, like what are the must requirements for this project, for this application. Now for a mobile, what is the must requirement, you tell me? What will be the must requirement for a mobile? Must means critical. Network connection, we already discussed, I think, right? So fine. If you take an example of a car, engine, okay, like Gmail registration, like this. I mean, without this, there is no use of the product. Those comes under must requirements. Fine, done. And next one is should. Should have this if at all possible. That means the should requirements should support, no, must support must requirements. Then, like, if you take an example of a mobile, network is the must, right? Call button and end button comes under should requirements. Then, because call button is supporting network. See, you have network. If you don't have call button, what is the use? Correct? So, like this should means the second, the most important only, but that comes under second. Got it? Now, like for a car, engine is a must, steering, brake, wheels, okay? This all comes under should requirement. I'm not saying, I'm not talking about interior designing, I'm not talking about connecting to a video inside, watching, listening songs, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about engine is a must, and tires, steering, gear, accelerator, brake, these all are should requirements. Okay, done. And next one is could. Could have this if it does not affect anything else. Now, could means any requirement, okay, any requirement which is affecting your must and should requirements comes under could requirement. You got my point? Any requirement that can be, if that is affecting your original requirements, your topmost requirements, that comes under could. For example, if you take an example of a Google search page, okay, if you put an advertisement of a Facebook or a Facebook link on the Google search page, so is that a could or not? Is that affects the Google business or not? Facebook link I'm talking about, like we have Gmail, YouTube, and all these things, right? In the same way, you put one Facebook, yeah, could. So you put one Facebook logo, Facebook button. That means people who come to Google search bar, they also go to Facebook. So Facebook is a competitor for Google, correct? So Google Plus is there, like Orkut, Google Plus, and Facebook. These are all social networking sites. So Facebook is a competitor. How can you put a competitor on your screen? So this is comes under could requirement. Okay. Then I will give you one more example. Let me open browser. Okay, this is the Google search page, as you know, and let me open Yahoo search page. Sorry. See, I logged to, I want to search something, okay, and I typed yahoo.com. I got so many unnecessarily things. I don't want all these things. You can see right, on my page, there are some videos, some links, some news, some photos. I don't bother about all these things. I don't want to know about all these things. I just came to this page to search something because I'm in need of something. So which one is best as per your, as a user perspective? If you want to search something, you go to Google or you go to Yahoo. People go to Google. Why, Why, because it's a plain, it's simple. See, a person come here to search something, and when a person go to Yahoo, what happens? By looking into some pictures, videos, that person thought process will change. I mean, the person come here for something, and he may see something, he or she may see something different, and the waste unnecessary, the waste the time. So this doesn't look professional. Okay, so these all, yeah, clutter, junk, whatever it is, this is all could requirements only. But why Yahoo is maintaining it? They are making money. That's it. They don't bother about the search. Anyhow, people are using Google search. Okay, and some people like some funky pages like this, so they come here. They are making a lot of money with these advertisements. Okay, it's their own way of business strategies. Okay, we can't say this is good, this is bad, right? So, but whatever it is, however it is, as per user perspective, I feel or you feel that Google is the best one. Why? Because we don't have could requirements here, unnecessary requirements. Correct? Now, let me close this page. And the last one is won't requirement, would or won't have this time, but would like in the future. Now, so you have some couple of requirements. Okay, like let's say 5,000 requirements or 3,000 requirements, and the duration is 1 year, and the cost of the project is $1 lakh, something like that. And if you show, like if you give 5,000, 4,000 requirements to BA, and BA, when BA explains it to designers and developers, these people say that it is not possible to design these requirements in 1 year. Okay, so we need more 6 months of time or more 1 year. That means automatically, if the time is increasing, the cost of the project will also increase. So now client is not ready to give those money. Client is saying that no, you have to do it. Then what is the other way you have? You have to identify the requirements like this: must, should, could, and won't. And won't requirements means which are not that much useful now. No need of that much useful now. Okay, we will be implementing in future after 6 months or in the next version. But why not now? Because we don't have much time and much money, and these requirements are not really that much important. Got it? Right? Can be deferred. So yes, Veda, can be deferred. So at the end of the day, what we do is we do must and should. Like like human life cycle. What we do? First we gather. First we go with the must requirements. Then should. Then could. You just leave them. Like if something is bothering you, if some information or something, some whatever it is, you just leave it. You just forget it. You just ignore them. Okay. And the own requirements you will have in your mind. Okay, I want to buy a Bose music system with 6 CD mixer. Okay, 6 DVD music jack, where I can fix. Okay, so do you need that? Do you have time to sit in the house and mix all these 6 CDs, 6 DVDs and make a music? No, what you do? You just go for a one, I mean like a 2 DVD or 3 DVD changer and without any mixer, right? You got my point, what I'm saying, right? I'm talking about Bose audio systems. So what you do? Which one is useful? You have to listen music. So you just buy one CD, one DVD, Bose music system. That's enough. So in this way, must, should, could, and won't. Okay. We generally do all these things in our life cycle. Okay. So in this way, what happens? We filter out the requirements. We filter out the requirements, and we implement the requirements so that what exactly the client is looking, what exactly the people are looking, you will get you can give the right product to them. Am I right? So this is the very, very most useful and famous technique. Okay, now what I'll do, let me minimize this, and I'll show you one business requirement document where you see how these must and should requirements are gathered. So don't worry about the remaining things. Okay, I'll explain you anyhow about DRD later. Just we'll look into the this one. Okay, look at this mass score ranking. Must, should, could, and don't, right? Must have, launch critical. Should have but not critical. Could have, won't have, like this. Now let's look into business requirement template. Okay. So this is a business requirement template. Let's look into some requirements. Don't ask me about these requirements because these are related to some project. Okay, you'll understand the requirement. Okay, let's see. First one, provide error message, the name field is invalid. That means if you enter the wrong name, because it is a credit card application. Okay, it is a credit card application portal. So in that, provide error message when the name field is invalid. When you enter the username wrong and password wrong, or enter some data wrong, what happens? It should provide an error message saying that please enter the right data. Okay, so is that the must requirement or not? Yes, it's the must requirement. So if you go to ATM machine and you type something, if it doesn't say, if the machine didn't say that it is an error, I mean you enter the wrong password, please enter the right password, something it will display, right? So if it doesn't display, then what you do? How you will come to know that you entered the wrong password? You can't know. So that means it's a must requirement. Okay, just see your mass score ranking M. And next one, provide error message when date of birth provided is invalid. Here we are talking about credit card application, right? That is the reason we have such type of requirements, must requirements. And coming to should, yes, only must and should you will see here. No C, no W. Okay. So they are saying here standardize the collected physical address, blah blah blah. That means, see, the physical address, let's say like the permanent address and the present address is not same, or in your previous data you entered some address and now you entered the wrong verification. Yes. So the addresses are not matching, something like that. Those are not the must, but should. Must, not must, however should. Okay. So like this, who will tell you must and should requirements? Client will tell you. You have to ask them what are the must, make a list of them. What are the should, make a list of them. Like that. Okay. Done. So next, this is all about must. You can read this. Okay. Must, should, could, and won't. Just now I told you. Then we'll go back to our SDLC. Okay. We are here. Right. So you understand about prioritization, the requirements, how you prioritize. Next, prototype for feasibility and discovery. What do you mean by prototype? A sample model, a pencil sketch, a blueprint. Okay. How will you draw the blueprint? As a BA, what you do means, we use Microsoft Visio software. It's a designer tool. Okay, for designing the application. Did I explain you? Did I show you by designing Google search page? By using Microsoft Visio? No, right? I'll do now. Okay, listen. Microsoft Visio is a software, is a designer software. You can download it from Google. You can directly download it from. Yeah, I'm showing this. Okay. So here more shapes, in more shapes, software and database, in software controls. I'm designing wireframes. Wireframes are nothing but prototypes. Prototypes are nothing but pencil sketches, blueprint. Okay, whatever you say, you can say. Now let me. So this is a Google search page I'm designing. Putting two buttons here. Okay, and let me enlarge it. Very easy to. Okay. Very easy to learn, that's not a big deal. Just drag and drop. Just logic you should know. What you are designing you should know, that's it. And even you can control C and control V, copy paste. Okay, again control V, again control V. So you can put all these like one after other. Okay, like you can say Gmail, YouTube. Okay, like this. And one more control V. Control V means paste. Okay, I'm just typing control V on my screen on my system. So now double click on this, right? Google search. Okay, and here double click on this and write I'm feeling lucky. Okay, if you want any hyperlinks you can put. See here, there's a hyperlink, right? You can drag and drop here and just mention the name of that, or else just cancel it, or else you can rename it. Double click and right click, and also you can double click and you can change the name also. Okay, like advertisements. Okay, ADV, something like this. Done. So now here in the same way you just edit them, write Gmail, YouTube, and sign up here. Okay, and even you can fill some colors like. Okay, it depends. I mean, pencil sketch means no need to design it, no need to put a color here, but you know, it's your wish. If you want to make it very colorful, you can do it. Okay, now go to insert on the top and click on a picture and take an image from somewhere, like a Google image or any other image if you have on your screen. Okay, you can take Google image, right? No need to take such type of images here. Okay, let me take this. Just I'm showing you how to do that. What you do is just you download a Google image and paste it here. It's taking a lot of time. Just I'm showing you, like, you can drag and drop an image. That's it. Let's make it small, very small. Oh my god. Just a second now. Went totally bad. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's assume this is a Google logo. Fine. And now what I'll do, I'll just right click on this, paste, copy, and open a Word document. So assume that this Word document here is a BRD document. Okay, business requirement document. You have to paste on this page. Actually, the image is pretty big, so it's taking so much time to load here. Oh my god, waste of time. Come on, baby. Okay, let it down, let it load. Meanwhile, okay. So prototype for feasibility and discovery. So as a BA, what you do is you just design a prototype like what I had designed in Google search page. See, this is a very simple one, right? You have only 3 or 4 requirements on the page. But when you look into Yahoo or when you look into any portals, you will find so many pages. Okay, so much of data on that. Okay, so such type of wireframes as a BA you have to design, and you have to show it to your technical team. Okay, so those people will say that is yes or no. I mean, it is visible or not. Please look at this page. Got it? Okay. In this way, you have to copy and paste on a Word document. Okay, and below this, you have to write all the requirements. Like this is how it should look like. So why you have to design this as a BA? Because you are making designers and developers life easy. I mean, for example, if you give 1,000 requirements and ask them to design all these things, it is very difficult for them to read and understand each and every requirement. And for you also, you have to explain all the requirements because you are the one, right, who gather requirements from the client. So that is the reason. So client will help you out. Don't worry. Client will help you out in designing all these things. You design it and show it to client. So then client will tell that yes, this is good, this is right, this is wrong, whatever it is. Okay. Then you have to show it to your designers, technical team. These people will look into that and say that it is possible or not. That's what they are saying. Prototype for feasibility and discovery. Then generate and evaluate your alternatives. So if not, suppose the designer says that, so this is not possible. These requirements are very hard. Then are there any alternatives? You are most welcome. Okay, you can say. Review recommendations with management. So if you want to if you want to do some brainstorming or if you want to give some new ideas, okay, you can recommend your management will recommend you for the client for more requirements. Okay, next. So these topics are again repeated here, like gather information, define system requirements, prioritize requirements, prototype. Okay, so the same points repeated here, and here also they repeated up to here. Review recommendations with management. Then gathering system requirements, functional and non-functional. As you know, work with various stakeholders, users, clients, and technical staff. As I told you, right? Stakeholder means who hold the stake, who use the application. That can be users, that can be clients, anyone who use the application. Next, what kind of information do I need? So before starting the project, I mean before gathering the requirements, so what type of information you should need means you should know what are the objectives of the business, what are the objectives of this project, what is the purpose of this project, what okay. So you should know, right? If I ask you to design a Facebook, you should ask me what is Facebook? It's a social networking site. Okay, so what happens here? So who will log into this? So you say that people will log into this, how they log in, and what they do once they log in. They send friend requests, blah blah. They put messages, so many things, right? Like Gmail, etc. So like this, you have to understand the processes, operations, okay, and what are the information requirements. These all things you should know how the functionality performs and everything. Okay, so these all are we are doing an analysis phase only. Next, primary information gathering techniques. Now here comes the requirement gathering. So from the beginning, you'll see what you did. You gathered requirements from the client. And that too according to priority, and you design some prototypes, wireframes for that, and you understand about the project, and you use it some different techniques and methods for gathering the requirements. Okay, first one, review existing reports, forms, and procedure descriptions. For example, if you are designing Windows 8 operating system, so you have to look into the existing reports. What are the existing reports, existing applications? Windows 7, Windows Vista, Windows XP, right? So like this. For example, you are designing iPhone 5s. So you will see 5C, 4S, okay, 4. Existing applications, what are there? If you see what happens, you will get a clear idea, right? Oh, this is how the iPhone looks like. Okay, this is how the Windows operating system looks like. Then you will better understand about the project, upcoming project. Okay. Next, conduct interviews and discussions with users. What do you mean by interview? When you say interview, that should be live. Okay, that can be telephonic, that can be video conference, that can be face to face, but that should happen live. So how you conduct an interview? We have to follow some steps like planning, preparing, okay, conducting, following up. So these all things we'll discuss in further sessions. This is all just an introduction, like what happens in interview, like this. Okay, we have separate sessions for interviews. How you have to conduct an interview. What are the questions you ask? In which style? What style you maintain in interview? We'll see all these things. Okay, conduct interviews and discussions with users. Observe and document business processes. Okay, and then build prototype working models. Prototype working models, sample models, wireframes. Okay, distribute and collect questionnaires. What do you mean by questionnaire? A question paper. This is not a live. For example, you want to interview a vice president or a general manager, so they won't be available. Okay, all the time. Whenever you want to interview, they won't be available, and most of the time you will be sending questionnaires. A question along with multiple choice answers, so that those people will select them or put some fill in the blank so that they will answer the questions. That's it. Okay, we call it as a questionnaire. Got it? So then conduct jazz sessions. Jazz sessions means workshop. So as a BA, you have to conduct workshops and you have to gather information. As I told you, right? We will be discussing about all these things in detail in next sessions. Okay? Research vendor solutions. Any solutions? Yes. So in this way, you gather all the requirements and document them. Okay? And then the document go to design phase. Second phase is design phase. So is this clear? Analysis phase. Here we discuss different types of techniques and methods we use for requirement gathering, and we discussed about prototype, we discussed about prioritization. Okay, that's it, and about BRD, FRD, okay, and all these things. High level. We'll look into detail in next session. Is it clear? Good. That. Next phase is design phase. So obviously, if I say who is going to involve in design phase, you people say the designer, because the name itself says it's a design phase. But here, let's see, business analyst and database analyst, database administrator, both are very, very important here in this design phase. That means BA will draw some diagrams, as I said, wireframes, use case diagrams, workflows, okay, and explain the requirements to designers. According to these diagrams and process flow diagrams and all these things, designer will design this application. That means which one should be the first one, username, then password, then sign in button. So here it is just only 3 or 4 requirements, it is easy. But when you look into a very big application like cyber media dice, okay, dice, job sites, okay, or any big applications. So 1, 2, 3, right? Step by step you will see. So those all are explained, I mean designed by BA only. Wireframes, use case diagrams, all these things. So this designer, these people will look into the diagrams and they will design this. Okay, so this is the graphical user interface layer, presentation layer. So you may ask me, if BA is going to design everything, then what is the use of designer? Yes, BA will draw a pencil sketch that doesn't have a proper, I mean like a serious logos or serious size and all these things. Okay, just a pencil sketch. Like if I ask you to draw on a board and show me how a car looks like, how a bicycle looks like, you just draw it and show it to me, right? That is a wireframe. But how many diameters the wheel is, okay, a bicycle wheel, so how much length it should be, these are all things we don't know. The requirements will tell that. So according to that, by looking into that, these people will design it. Colors, whatnot, everything. Okay, done. And then what this database person will do here, database person, see when you enter username and password and click on sign in button, it fetch some data, right? From where the data is coming. So this database people will connect this requirements, username and password and sign in requirement to database. If you take an example, this as a Gmail, when you log in with your username and password and click on sign in button, it displays all your emails, correct? So how? From where the emails are coming? The emails are coming from Gmail database, correct? So there should be a connectivity between this sign in button and the database. Okay. So you have to tell why I'm explaining you, because if anyone asks you as a BA in which phase involvement, don't say simply I involve in analysis phase and gather requirements. You have to say all these things. I involve in design phase also and explain the designer by my wireframes, by my workflows. Okay, like this you have to explain. Next one is implementation. So there are some typos here. Okay, don't worry. See here like BA in not involving. If BA is not involving, okay, leave it. Because if I double click in it, it actually be designed in MS Visio. Again, I have to edit in MS Visio. That is the reason I'm just leaving it like this. So implementing the system, programmers coding, writing the program. Like programmers will write code here, but BA will not involve. Why? Why BA will not involve here? Because see, every project, maybe whatever the domain is, whatever the design in design phase, anyhow you will be working as a front end BA, so you have to design in the same way. All the application only design, either operating system or portal or whatever it is. But when it comes to programming, every project differs. Program like Java, one project .NET, one project SAP ABAP, one project blah blah. So how many tools you will remember as a BA like this? Tell me. You can't. This is not your job. Okay, just leave it. Because if all the projects are using only one language, means of course BA will also have some idea. There are hundreds of languages, so many languages, so many technologies. How many BA will remember? Correct? That is the reason we don't involve here, okay, in implementation and coding stage. Next is testing stage. Already we discussed, right? Manual testing, automation testing. In manual testing, BA will involve in user acceptance testing, right? BA prepare test cases and BA will do user acceptance testing. You know that. And automation testing, there are some tools like Load Runner, WinRunner, HP Quality Center, okay, QTP, Quality Test Professional. Like this, we have a couple of software. This is not Wind, it's a Win. T is the typo here, okay? WinRunner, don't say Wind, okay? I don't know. That fellow we gave it to an HR to design all these things. That fellow did a lot of blundered mistakes here, okay? Anyhow, you will understand it. Okay? So WinRunner and LoadRunner are some automation tools. Done. See what you do in testing phase. As a BA, we involved in manual testing, preparing of test cases, functional test cases, user acceptance testing, user manuals. Correct? We discussed in testing already. Then deployment. In deployment, BA is not going to involve. Okay? Because BA will sign off, right? As I told you, in testing phase, BA will sign off. Once the UAT is done, beta testing is done, BA will go back. But in deployment and maintenance, like support and everything comes here. Project manager will stay. Project manager will explain the things to this. Project manager will manage the things here. Okay, that's it. These are all SDLC lecture. Do you have any doubts, Manasa and Shweta? I think Shweta knows about this SDLC. What about you, Manasa? Is it clear? You can ask me if you have any doubts. Very clear, right? That's great. Now you tell me. Now Manasa will tell that in which phase BA will involve. Yes, Shweta, BA will train. Shweta question is BA does train the SME at the last. Of course, that is known as user manual, right? Beta testing means you go along with the client, and client will start working. You sit beside them and you teach them. This is how you have to work. This is how you have to explain them. That is the reason I told you on site. Okay, so 2 times you have to go to on site. You have to stay there for 3 months. Okay, B1 visa, something like that. Yes, correct. Done. So now you tell me in which phase BA will involve, in which stage BA will involve, and what BA will do.
BA will start with the analysis. In the beginning, the BA will have after the first meeting with the client,
Exactly.
BA will collect information, gather information and requirements from the client. Then he will prepare the BRD, the FRD, and the SRDs. Mostly the SRD and the the BRD and FRD would be done by the BA, whereas the SRD will probably be done by the system or the programmer, right? Systems analyst, right? Okay, sorry. So the systems analyst. Now, once the requirements have been gathered from the client, then we segregate these by the Moscow technique, which is also the prioritization. I'm sorry, I can't say it. Technique, right? Right. And then we will put it according to the must, should, could, and would. The must is, for example, if we take the example of, say, Google, the must in Google would be the registration and the login and the user ID. The should would be send to be able to receive and send emails. Correct. Could would be maybe more advertisements added to the Google page. And would be, say, for example, the client would like it also to be able to connect from Google, say, to Google Play directly or to YouTube to YouTube directly. Now that is something that it can or cannot do, but that's something that can be deferred. Say, for example, if there isn't enough time or enough resources or money, in that case, we could say that we're not going to be doing it right now, but maybe in future we could add those features to the program. Correct. Right. Then once we've done all of this and the requirements have been once. Sorry, I can't hear you. Documented. Yes, once the yes, what I was saying was once the business requirement document has been verified by the client, then the business analyst will then use the Visio to make a rough design of what the client requires according to her or his understanding. It will then again be shown to the client and verified by them. If they say that there are certain things that should be designed differently, again that will be changed. Once it's been verified by the client, then the BA will then take it to the designers and developers. The designer and developers will then design it accordingly. Now there are 3 phases here. Can you please just go down to that template where there are 3 different, the GUI, right here, the business layer and the database. Now here, the GUI layer would be designed by the designer and developers. They will make the design, the login and stuff like that, depending on what is the wireframe or workflow chart that has been given by the BA. The database is connected to the front end portal by the programmers who will write the code, so that the front portal is supported by the database. and can be connected to the database.
Correct.
Right. Once that is done, then it will go to the testing phase where we discuss the bug life cycle. So the testing will be done, and depending on whether if there are any bugs that are found or not found, we will follow that. Now there are two types of testing: the manual and the automated. The BA is involved only up to the testing phase. Once the testing is complete, then it goes to the UAT or the user acceptance testing, wherein there are two stages in that. One is the alpha and the beta testing. The alpha testing is where the client comes to the service or product to the service company side, and they will try the product out, and then the beta testing is the testing that is done at client side once they have downloaded the software into their systems, and then they've tried and tested that it works correctly. At this stage, once that has been verified by the client, the VA will also train the SMEs to use the operation of the system correctly, and this is where the VA signs off. After that, it goes to the deployment, where the production of the product will be done, that is deployment or implementation, and that is supported by the project manager and the support team.
Correct. So these are the awesome. So like we have discussed about all the stages, and also we discussed about Masco technique. Now the second one is ZACHMAN method. Yes. Yes, she covered everything, right? But what I'm observing is, whatever I say, you're saying the same. I mean, you have a very good memory power. The same, I mean, if I take an example of something similar or, something like that. Like, I like that. I like the way you remember many things. Yeah, you grasp fast. That's a great thing. And that too, you're not just grasping like 5 minutes or something like that. You're grasping like around 20 minutes or 30 minutes of session. Okay, that's really good. Okay. Now, so Masco technique, you understand what is that, and next one is ZACHMAN method. See here, for example, tomorrow if you join in any company as a business analyst, and your manager says that, your project manager says that, hey, go and gather requirements from XYZ client. Let's assume you're gathering requirements. Let's assume your project is a XYZ client project. Okay. So how will you gather the requirements? Tell me. I mean, you go in and sit in front of client and say, hey, come on, give the requirements. Let me make a note one by one. How you do that? Do you have any idea? I mean, you should follow some structure, right? I mean, we just discussed about Masco technique. That is a prioritization. I'm not saying that by using Masco also you can gather, but in Masco what you're doing, you're just identifying must, should, could, and don't. That's fine. But understanding, how you will understand the project. I mean, see here, there are some points here like 5W, 1H. Why? 5W means first one is why, where, what, who, and when. And one is how. That means why you want this project, why you want to design this project, and where this project is, and what this project consists of, and who is going to work on this, and when we will do this. Like this, these are some types of questions. This is a technique, this is a method, not a technique. This is a method we use for understanding the project in a better way. Very famous technique. Okay, this is also very, very important. That means first you gather information by using ZACHMAN method, and then prioritize the requirements. You got my point? Now you'll understand. WBS, no, this is not WBS. WBS means work breakdown structure. That is done by project manager, wherein once you collect all the requirements, according to that the work WBS, I mean, like a designer will do this, developer will do this, DA will do this. Like that the work is broken down into structures. But here this is not WBS. This is a ZACHMAN method. Now you understand. Let's see. Just look into this. Okay. So here is a structure, why, what, blah blah, and here is the method. So we are not going to discuss. We won't discuss all these enterprise model, system model, all these things. We'll just concentrate on scope. Okay. Because we are not a technical guys to design some diagrams and all these things, right? Technical things. So let's look into this scope planner here. Now, let's take an example of Facebook. Fine. Now, let's see here. Now, you people, okay, let's assume that you both are CEOs, okay, or SMEs of a Facebook. Got it? So, you want to design one Facebook social networking application, okay? So, you have something in your brain, in your mind. So, you approached me. I'm a BA for some service company. I'm a BA for IBM, okay? Now, my job is to gather requirements from you and I have to give it to my technical team and they will design the Facebook application. Now I have no idea what is this, okay? I have really no idea what is Facebook. Now I am asking you. My first question is what? List of things important to the business. Data. So I'm just questioning you. What data Facebook contains? Tell me. What data Facebook contains? I really don't know. I listened the word just now. What is Facebook? You have to tell me. What data it contains? You can drop a message here in the chat box. You able to hear me? Shweta and Mansa, my question is, what data Facebook consists of? I am saying data. I mean, list of things important to the business. Of course, what you said is right. That means people information, correct? Social networking site. You have to say that Facebook is a social networking site. It contains people profiles. That can be photos or that can be videos. That can be your description, whatnot, everything, right? Oh, now I understand. Oh, so it's a social networking site and it contains all the people information. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, my second question for you. How? List of processes the business performs. How it performs? Functionalities you have to tell me. What you will do on Facebook? Tell me. I don't know what I can. Now I understand that only people information I know. Then people information is there. Then what they will do in that? Functionalities. Exactly. Sharing, communicating with people, okay, sending friend requests, uploading photos, these all comes under functionalities. Done. Very clearly they mentioned below here, list of processes the business performs. It performs, these are the process. Next one is where, list of locations in which the business operates. Where it operates? Across the world? Yeah, but in some countries they banned, right? In China, okay, in some countries they banned it, okay, very good. So where means it's across the world. And next one is who. Who means people. List of organizations important to business. See, you said that people data, people information. But my question is, I will ask you. See, do you take any money from the customers? Do you take any money from the users? Since you say no, it's a free application below 13, like above 13 years of age. You say that. But my question is, what you will get? You are giving it for free, right? And what you are going to get? So, list of organizations important to business. Who means advertisements, companies, right? Products. So, without customers, advertisements won't come right here. So, that is the reason advertisers are here. Now, people buy some products by looking into the advertisements, and suppose if you buy something through this Facebook, through the Facebook advertisement, Facebook will get some money. Okay. So, like this, they are generating a lot of money now. Okay, dollars, millions of dollars they are earning money. So, these advertisements and all these things. Okay. Now, you understand the next one. And the next one is when. List of events significant to the business. When. When means time. EST, PST, IST. Correct? Am I right? I can't get up and chat with people at the midnight at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, right? So it depends on the time. And the last one is why. So my question for you, for both of you, is why did you choose Facebook business? Why not some other business? Why not go for a bank or why not go for any other business? Why did you choose for Facebook? Everyone will have a story behind this, correct? Am I right? Everyone will have a story behind this. You have to say that, I want to design an application in such a way that I want to run a, something like where people can communicate with each other, something like that. You have some idea in your mind. You'll have some objective. You'll have some goal. So those things you have to tell. So these are the questions you have to ask to client. So what do you think? By asking these questions, you'll get 100% knowledge. Am I right? You'll get or not? Or else you just go and sit in front of client and take a pen and paper and start writing. That fellow will say some story you don't understand at the end of the day. That's it. So this is a very, very famous statement. Okay, method. So now we'll do one more example and we'll go to next. Yeah, this is an investigation process. Exactly, Mansa says. If you take an example of Bank of America, now what data a Bank of America consists of, or any Bank of America application consists of? Different types of products, accounts, loans, blah 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 blah. Whose products are those? People products. Correct? Who will have account? Who will have loan? Person. Human beings will have accounts. Okay? Next. Functionalities. How it works. You can open an account. You can take a loan. You can do some fixed deposits. You can transfer money. You can download a statement if it's an online application. Then next one is where network. Bank of America only in US. Correct? Like this. People who are important here. Customers. Customers means business people, companies, industries, individuals, savings accounts, checking accounts. Correct? Next, when. When means you have some specific timings, right, for a bank, for every bank, daily 8 hours or 6 hours or something, and Sundays will be holiday, like that, Even the applications also, sometimes, they don't work on Sundays. You can transfer the money on Sundays. Correct? So like this, you have to design. And the last one is motivation. Why? It is a financial business where everyone is in need of money. So their motto is to serve people and to earn money. That's it. So in this way, we use ZACHMAN method. Done? So first what you do, you gather information through the ZACHMAN method. Then you use Masco technique for prioritization requirements. And the remaining models and all these things we don't discuss. Okay. And next one is 3D method. 3D method means 3D framework for requirement gathering, discovering, describing, and documenting. Very simple. Let's assume that Facebook started banking business. Okay. They have no idea. They will be having some idea, but they are not very, very good in banking business. It's a new business they started. Now, what they do is they hire vice president, general managers, and all these people from different banks. Okay, because employees are needed, right? Then a project, you have to design their portals and all these things. Now, as a banking domain BA, okay, or working as a BA in a service company, what you have to do is, client will give you some requirements, like 100 or 200 requirements. You have to gather 200 requirements more. How will you gather? Additional requirements you have to discover, not gathering. It's your creativity, or you do anything. You copy from somewhere, whatever it is, but no one should know that you copied from someone, because everywhere you have a copyright, right? You cannot copy Wells Fargo user, like login logic and you can implement. No. So you have to look at the competitors. What you have to do is, you have to look into the competitors. So what are the different applications they have? According to that, you have to, with some of your creativity, do some research on that, and then discover a requirement. 3D means discovering, describing, and documenting. So here is an example. You discovered a requirement like login page. And one more thing, this doesn't happen all the time. This 3D process you don't use all the time. Okay, don't worry. No one will blindly believe you and say that go and gather requirements, go and identify requirements. No one will tell you. Okay, you have SMEs and all these people, they will take care of that. Just it's a model. Okay, method. Discovering requirement. Example, you discover login page. Okay, you said login page, but who will describe about it? I have no idea. I have no idea about login page, and what is that? You have to describe. Example, login page consists of username, password, and sign in button. Oh, I see. I will feel like, oh, I got it. Now login page consists of username, password, and sign in button. Then documenting. Document it. Put in a document. That can be any requirement. That can be a system or functional or data or business, whatever it is. Any requirement it can be, right? Next, here is the discovery process. How you discover? Define objective and scope. You should know what is an objective, what is the scope of the project. Elicit means gathering. Elicitation means gathering the requirements. Okay, elicit the business requirements. Review, analyze and validate the requirements. Document the requirements. Obtain agreement, manage the requirements. You know all these things. Nothing much to discuss. And now we are going to see something important here. 3D model, how to prepare the structure of BRD document. If anyone asks you to design, to draw a structure of a BRD document, immediately draw a triangle here. You can see one triangle, right? Draw this. I'm saying BRD structure. I'm not saying BRD document. Okay, document is a Word document. It's a structure. So the top, if you see, objectives of business needs, and second layer is scope of business needs, where in scope and out of scope, and the third layer is BRD. Under this you have FRD and BRD, correct? I mean, and SRS, SRD also. So you tell me why it is in triangle shape? The document, why it is in triangle shape? Tell me. Why not in square? Why not in rectangle? Of course, the question looks silly, fishy, but there is a lot of meaning in this. Okay. What you say, Shweta and Mansa? Just think and tell. There? Mansa is saying I'm not sure. What is it, Shweta? Think.
Sriram, I'm not sure, but I'm going to give this a try.
Yes.
Depending on the business requirements provided by the client, again they are divided into the functional and the data requirements. That forms the base of the scope to find out the scope of the business needs of the client. And only if you know that can you define the objective of the business. I'm just thinking this is how it is. Okay, I'm not sure if it's right or wrong.
I'll tell you. Okay. Okay, be on mute. Okay. You see, what happens is, you know textbook, right? Textbook. So when you look at textbook or a novel or whatever it is, in the beginning, what you will find when you turn the first page, you will find author description. Okay, then one fellow will say that I'm giving this book to someone or name of someone. Okay, the third page, if you turn, you will find index, table of contents, page number, chapters, and all these things, right? Page numbers. And when you turn like this, the top level, the top level data is very less information is on the top. Okay, like document also. Okay, when you look in the beginning of the document, you will find prepared by project manager name, business analyst name, and then table of contents, page numbers, all these things, right? Index part and all these things. What are all these things? These all are very less information. See, when you look at the structure, the triangle it is elaborating when it comes down, right? So in the same way, on the top is objectives. Objectives means it consists of all objective and table of contents, blah blah. What I said. When it comes down slowly, you will find scope of business needs. In scope and out of scope. In scope means must and should requirements. Out of scope means won't requirements. That means in scope means what we are designing. You will just you will enter something like that, like a paragraph, like we are implementing so and so here. We are going to design so and so here, and we are not implementing these things. We will be implementing in future, something like that. And when you come down, okay, now we'll go back to textbook example. When all this is finished, then chapters, right? Lessons. Now lesson starts. First lesson, second lesson, third lesson. When you turn the pages, you keep on turning the pages, you keep on, the chapters will be increasing. Okay, in first lesson will be only 2 pages, second lesson will be 3 pages, third lesson will be 4 pages, then 10 pages like this. So in the same way, document is also, it elaborates when it comes to on. So document is divided into 2 parts. Any document, high level and detail level. High level consists of objectives and scope. Detail level consists of all the requirements. Like high level book consists of table of contents and all the pages. Detail level in a book means all the chapters, all the lessons. Got it? That is the reason it is in a triangle shape. When you come down, it elaborates. Am I right? The logic is right or wrong? You tell me. That is the reason they said DRD, under DRD RFID, DRD, SRD, like this. Detailed description you will find. So if anyone asks you, do you know the documentation? How did you design a document? Means you have to tell that I have good experience in high level and low detail level. Don't say low level. Low level means that gives another meaning, like low means very less, something like that. Like you have to say high level and detail level. Okay, done. Is it clear? Very, very important. And it is a 3-dimensional. Okay, 3D. Next, the same here. And what do you mean by objective? Objectives are business needs. What we want to achieve, goals and process, business problems, business opportunities, management priorities and targets. Who will tell you all these things? From where you will get the information? You will get the information from sources. Sources means from the client side people, client side documents. That's it. Okay? You just read it. This is all theory. Very easy to understand. And next, objective should be smart. Smart means generally we say like, hey, you're very smart, you're very clever, something like that we say. So specific, whatever you do, that will be very specific and measurable. Whatever you do, that will be measurable. You will have some weightage of the result. Okay, achievable, that should be achievable and result oriented. At the end of the day, that should be use it for something, and time bounded. Within the time you have to finish. So that we call it as a smart. Rules to document objectives. Use simple sentence. One statement for each objective. Answer the question. See, while you are designing business requirement document, don't use your strong vocabulary, high-end vocabulary. Okay, because you are not writing any GRE or any test here. Okay, you are preparing a document with a simple, plain, simple English. Okay, so that everyone should understand, because everyone is not good as you, right, in English or whatever it is, vocabulary or whatever it is. So that is the reason, make it very simple, so that your intention, your motto should be like, one should understand the document in an easy way, then only user friendly. What I'm saying is user friendly. Then only people say that, oh, this BA is really good, this BA designed a good document. If you make it complicated, then no one will understand. Okay. Next, one statement for each object. Yes. Don't write like paras and all these things. Like, make it specific, like 1, 1, 2, 3 requirements. Answers the questions. Don't leave anything in the document. That means answer the questions means don't leave anything in the document. Done. And objectives of business needs. You just read it, identify the key stakeholders. All, see, no need to identify. Client will tell you that these are the stakeholders, right? Focus on the client business needs. Yes, you have to put focus on the client business needs. Then only you'll understand about the project. Understand the structure of client's organization. Key business needs to analyze the requirements. Then scope, in scope and out of scope. As I said, right, presently what we are developing to client is our scope. Out of scope is presently what we are not developing to the client is out of scope. Here is a small example. It's a railway reservation process. Scope, it's a diagram, it's a flow diagram. Okay, it's a hierarchy diagram. And out of scope, you can see on the top they are not implemented in this. Okay, we will be implementing in future. Must, should, and won't requirements. Like, and these are some templates, like requirement template, sample templates. Okay, requirement number, requirement feature means login page. Component means login page consists of username and password. User interface look and feel. And under functional requirement, you have to draw some diagrams, use case diagram, use case document, hippo chat. We will discuss all these things. Non-functional requirements, you know, right? Security, quality, performance, and hardware and software comes under system requirements, and then data requirements. We already discussed on day one, correct? And RTM also we discussed, I think, right? Did we discuss RTM? Requirement traceability matrix. Test case document, requirement document, we put together and we trace them. Okay, anyhow, I'll tell you. So first you have to understand use case document, then only you'll understand RTM. Okay, just make a note. RTM. We'll do it. Okay? You're saying something? What is ERT? ERT, where is ERT? ERD, entity relationship diagrams. Entity relationship diagrams, not ERT. Okay, it's database people. Yeah, I got it. So database people will design like entities means tables. Okay, relationships like primary key, foreign key relationships. I'll tell you. Don't worry. We'll discuss with uh, Dino, right? At that time, we'll discuss about this data and all these things. That is the reason I told you. These all are separate requirements. So the data warehousing concepts is all like data modeling, SQL. This all comes under data. Okay. But generally what happens, you know, if you undergo BA training, they teach you only this one. Functional, non-functional, that's it. They don't teach you about hardware, software. These all things that no one will teach. That's what I said in the beginning. Maybe you people were confused little, right, in the beginning because senior guy was asking any questions, it happens. Okay. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this session, right? Is it clear? Or you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay. Okay. Then I will see you tomorrow. Fine. Okay. Yeah. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for attending my session. Take care. Have a great day.